Hi. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm here for you. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm here for you. All right. Hey, Gloria. I see you. Let me figure this out. It's usually the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Hi. Okay. It's the comedy hour. All right. Let's stretch. That's what we're doing. Okay, so just take your strap and open up your chest. It's our ritual here. Yep. So just move it around side to side. Pull the heads of the shoulder blades together, or the border, the medial border of the shoulder blades. Trying to put my head on straight. Stretching. We're just stretching. Open up the chest. You can bend your elbows. You can move it around a little bit. Work that range of motion. It's a big stretch through your biceps as well. So if those are tight from especially weightlifting, doing pull-ups, that kind of thing, this is a good stretch. All right, so we're seated and we are gonna work. Um, let's just work the range of motion. So you're just gonna pull your shoulders up and back and down, so you're circling the shoulders. Two more times. Really squeeze those shoulders together. And then reverse it. Go to the back for 4, 3, 2 more, 2, and 1. And then tap your fingertips onto your shoulders and do the big circle. For 4 and 3. Try to get those elbows back in space. And reverse it. Go to the back, up and forward. Back, up and forward. 2 more. Good, good. All right, so let's do the tricep stretch. So tap your back with your right arm and give it a stretch. Reach up and then pull that elbow, fingertips down, and then just nudge it around to the side. And 3, so you feel that all the way down into the ribs. And again, good. And then switch. So tap the middle of your back, encourage that up, and 4 movements. 2, yep, and 1. All right, now switch arms. Take the right arm forward And then again, I usually get a pretty good pop here, but pull it slightly across. And it's, of course, it's for this fascia here, but we're taking the shoulder blade up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Stretch the muscles that are attaching to that shoulder blade. Into the neck, all of that. It's all connected. Yep. And then switch. Bring the other arm forward, pull it across, and go up and down. Up and down. This one feels a little different. Couple more times. All right, and then let's do the stretch for the neck. Okay, so go ahead and put your head in towards your elbow, and you're not pulling. You're just giving a little encouragement. You're not leaning. Yeah, just stay, breathe, in and out. 2 more breaths. Real simple. And then bring it back to center. And other side. Head in towards the elbow. Little bit of encouragement. So this is coming down. And breathe and stretch. And come back to center, and let's do it again. Right? I feel like, yeah, we need to give that other side a stretch again. In and out. And bring it back to center, other side. Starting at the top. Three more breaths. All right, and then come back to center, and we're going to do a neck roll or a head circle, whatever you want to call it. So go down, take your head to the right, and lift your sternum bone up, open the chest, and come forward. So you can move a little bit here, like maybe you get a little bit of movement in your rib cage. And through the front space, right, feel how that head coming forward is a nice stretch for your upper back. 2 more. Seems like we're doing 4 of everything today. And come back to center and reverse it to the side. For 4. 3. When your head comes forward, just roll through that upper back area. 2. Last one. 1. Oh yeah. All right, come back to center. And then let's do hands interlaced behind the head for a big chest opener again, side to side, and make sure you get that up. To the side, test it out. Maybe you can go a little bit further. All right, so staying seated, take your arm up by your ear, so there's one long line from fingertip to hip, and press out over to the side for 4 breaths. Inhale, and then exhale. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Now come back to center. Yeah. And shift over to the other side. So fingertips straight up. And every time you exhale, you get closer to the floor. 4 times, 4 breaths. All right, and come back to center. Do it again. Reach up and stretch. I'm going to turn this music down upstairs. Keep going. 4 breaths. All right, did you miss me? I'm back. All right, reach up and do the other side. 4 breaths. Sorry about that. Like if the music's playing in the background, sometimes it won't post to the Facebook page. So that was okay because it was like Delilah at Night, which is not my favorite radio program. Come back to center. All right, forehead to knee, stretch forward. 4 breaths, in and out. Every time you exhale, closer to the knee. Roll back up and unwind. So twist, right? There's that spine in the rib cage. Twisting forehead to knee. So here's that stretch through your upper back. In and out. 4. Glue that right hip down. And then roll back up. So think lower back, middle back, upper back. And wow, that feels good. Let's do it again. Stretch forward. 4 breaths. Roll back up, lower back, middle back, upper back. Take your sternum through the center. And again, when you exhale, you have to soften your chest. Breathe into your belly. Why not? Full breaths. And come back up. So unwind, and then we'll add right the motion to it. So as much as you can, think of yourself as being in a big kinesphere, right? Big ball, and you're trying to reach out to those distal points, right? So we're going up and over to the side and stretching, and then we did forehead to knee, but keep reaching now through the fingertips forward. Walk your hands forward. Forehead to knee. Go back to your side stretch. Here's that big stretch. And we're going to do 3 more in the same direction. So stretch, reach through your hips, through your back to your fingertips, through the center. Same thing here. Don't miss this spot. Open up the side and lift up tall. And again, stretch and reach and reach and side. Last one. Stretch and really work that stretch. And then same thing here. It's like somebody's pulling on your fingertips. Yeah, get that big stretch. And then reverse it. All right, so here, and it's like your hip stays down, but then you're reaching through the center, to the diagonal, to the side. And again, we're feeling good already. Side, work it out, diagonal, front, side, diagonal. Let's do 2 more. Stretch, stretch, Lift, last one. Boom. Stretch, hit all those points. Yeah, I missed one. All right, and come back to center. Just shake it out. Shake your legs out. All right, good. Do soles of the feet together. So let's do it with the feet a little bit further away. And you're just going to stretch forward. So you're opening up your hips. Let's keep the chest lifted for 3 breaths. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's all you're doing, right? Just gently pressing those legs open. And then let your head hang, right? And just keep imagining your head getting closer to your feet and just relax or press, right? In and out. Last one. And roll back up. All right, bring your feet a little bit closer. Same thing. So you can hold on, you can press. Keep your back nice and long for 4 breaths. Inhale into your belly, into your chest. Exhale. And 3. Right? So now it's like a hip opener for sure, but you're probably going to feel it more in your groin area. Yep. And you can even press those knees open using your own musculature. All right, and then relax for 4 breaths. 3. 2. Last one. And roll all the way up. All right, bounce your legs back together, straighten them out. Shake them out. All right, let's do the right leg crossed over the left. Reach your left arm forward. Pull the knee in towards your chest. Prop up, lift up tall, and spin. Breathe into your belly. This is the first time we're really doing this big twist, right? Exhale. Hip stretch, twisting, breathe into your back. 2 more breaths. And come back to center. Cross it over. Reach it through. Pull it in. Hug it in. And then here's the hip stretch. Lift up. Right? So again, spiral upward and around. Find some space in between the ribs. You got some lungs there. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. And come back to center. Both legs out. Shake it out. And let's do the right leg back. Push the heel, the foot, into the knee. And we'll do 3 breaths with our chest lifted and 3 with our back rounded. If you need your strap, right, grab onto something here, even if it's your lower leg. All right, so square yourself off again. Really push those right ribs forward, right, so you're not back here. And then here we go. Inhale into the belly and exhale. Taking off the sock. Inhale and exhale. You can flex or point the foot. So a lot of people that might have sciatic pain, like going down the hip, they point the foot and it eases up a little bit. Let your head hang. 3 more breaths. In and out. In and out. Last one.
and walk back up, right?
Oh, there was a really great pop. Extend your leg and switch. Just felt right. All right, push the foot in, square yourself off, lift your chest here, hold on to something. Sternum up, in into your belly, and out. In and out. Push the foot in towards your thigh. Last one. And out. Now let your head hang forward.
Relax. One more breath. And come all the way back up.
All right, so we did both legs, both hips, both sides of the rib cage. Here, both legs are straight now. Feeling good. All right, so you can hold on. You can hold on. 3 breaths. Inhale into your belly. Right, all the way up into your chest, and then exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And if you can, just smile a little. Let your head hang. And again, 3 more breaths in and out. In and out. All right, and roll all the way back up. And then bounce your legs out to the side. All right, we're going to go up and over to the right. And again, if it's tough, you can sit up on something, right? I've had my dictionary out here, stack some books up, a pillow, something. You can also bend this leg in. So we're going up and over, grab if you can, and stretch. Inhale. Looking up would be ideal, but you can always look down if your neck is yelling at you. Let's do 2 more breaths for 4. Stretch a little bit more. Last one. Good. And come back to center. And right, so you're here, ease into it, right? So that side that you just stretched, ease into it, up and over. Inhale, grab onto something. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open up your chest if you can, or not. 2 more breaths. Inhale. As I exhale, I'm reaching my fingers long that way, but I'm reaching this hip down. Last one. And gently come back to center. All right, so now same thing like we did when we were seated, forehead to knee, right? And again, grab onto something. So the stretch is going up the back more, not just through the side. So reach forward and stretch. Again, maybe pushing that hip down in opposition. You can also be here. Keep stretching. 2 more breaths. And roll back up here. Unwind, and again, forehead to knee, soften the chest, walk it out and stretch. 2 more breaths. Walk back up, roll it up, and come to center. All right, and then just walk forward, hang out. All right, now if you're feeling in your knees, remember knees to the ceiling, toes to the ceiling. Don't let your legs fall in. And you can always lift one hip to shift from side to side. Kind of gives my hip a really good pop. All right. And then maybe you can relax forward into it a little bit more. Knees to the ceiling. Breathe into your inner thighs. It's all about being comfortable in your body. And come back up and lift up tall. Bounce your legs back together. I know a bunch of people were like, hauling stuff out of their basement in the past couple days, and it's like, those are the times where you just want to get that stuff done and be done with it. And then, the more body awareness you have, the more likely, you're going to get through that with a little bit more grace. So all of this is in preparation for, times like that. All right, what else to do? Let's stretch out the front of the hip. So we've done this one. You want to get the foot as close to the bottom as possible. And then you can start off to the side, right? So that's going to ease off the tension a little bit. And we're pushing the hip forward. I don't know if you can see that, but we're trying to get this ability, this mobility in the hip. So we're stretching. Doesn't look like much, right? But if you're pushing the hip forward, you should feel that. And then if you're looking for more of a stretch, you can bring the knee a little bit closer and maybe go more straight back. And again, I'm pressing the hip up and forward. It's intense. It looks like we're just lounging, but right, it's an active stretch. The hips get tight. We need to stretch them. All that sitting. And I'm just nudging it, right? I'm just seeing what kind of movement I can get out of there. All right, switch to the other side. So we started out a little wide. Heel in by your bottom. And you can go off to the side. Might take the edge off. And you can push your hip forward and back. There's that movement potential, and then notice how the back is part of that. So if the hips are tight, maybe your back isn't moving. So open up the hips, front of the hips, right? You want to work on your external rotation in your hips, and then bring it more towards center and stretch. Press that thigh forward. Right? Pick your version of this. We'll continue with another hip stretch. All right, so we're going to stretch out the front of the right hip again. I'm back. So set yourself up, right? We're lunging. So here's this negative space. Looks like some sort of rectangle. And we're trying to make it more like a diamond. So I'm trying to sit forward to that heel. And stretch. Keep this front heel down. Right? You're feeling it. And then you can lift up to deepen the stretch. Square those hips off, right? Straight forward. So your hip bones are like two headlights shining forward. One more breath. And then let's straighten the front leg.
so you do have weight on this knee, be careful, and stretch forward. Now breathe 4 breaths, in and out, in and out. 2 more. Last one. All right, and then lunge back forward. And let's see. So we've been working on the splits. All right, so you can pick this stretch if you're really tight or the previous stretch here. But if you want to work on your splits, right, you can just slide that front leg out. Prop up here. Right, maybe you're up here looking like James Brown a little bit. Like Prince. This is why we stretch. Right, but you can prop up. You could have your yoga blocks. That's why we have those. Stretch. My dancer friends, you can work that back stretch or forward. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then come on out of it. Now be careful here. Yep. How are we getting from one thing to the other? All right, square yourself off. So make sure that front heel's down, that you're not going too far over, right, the front of the foot. And then there's your lunge. You can be here and square those hips off. So my right hip's really tight, so I'm thinking of pulling my left hip back in space, right? So that probably didn't make sense. So this hip wants to come forward. That would be my right. So I'm thinking of tucking that hip back in space to square the hips off. If you want to, go up a little bit further. Keep breathing. That's key, right? Deep breathing. Yeah, the inhale in the belly will stretch the front of the hip. All right, straighten the front leg and stretch. 4 breaths in and out. 3, 2, last one. All right, so for the split stretch, you can stay here, or you can go back to the lunge, or you can do both of those things at the same time. Maybe you need to prop up. Breathe. You can nudge it around. Be careful. Don't push it. I'm pushing it, right? Kind of. You can be up here. It's fine. You'll still feel the stretch. You can go forward. You can go back. Ice skaters can grab their foot back there, or dancers. Some yogis. All right. And come back to center. Let's kneel for a moment, and then if you need your strap, go for it. So you're here. Interlace your hands, and let's just stretch forward. Moving on to the next thing. It's like that thing never happened. You were just in the splits, and now open up your chest. Two more. Last one. All right, good. Come on out of it. Let's do another hip stretch. So cross your right ankle over your knee. It's like your figure 4 stretch, but you are seated, and bring your front sits bone towards your heel.
and that's to open up your right hip. Now, one of the things you can do here is you can just move it from side to side. Right, so for your right hip. And we did this before. I think we did this last week. So you can just hold on to the leg and stretch it. So you're going to pull the foot towards your nose. If you can put the heel in your elbow, that's awesome. And then maybe this other elbow, and then hug it in. And then breathe. And I'm just nudging the foot, right, the femur towards the center line. It's the hip opener, right? And maybe you're still here. Maybe that's it. You should feel that. If you're not feeling it, right, you can always go down, or if it's bugging your back, you can do this lying down. Same thing, but different. All right, switch legs. So cross the left leg over, lift your hips, sit towards the heel, and just start here. Just move it around. Right, and then this front leg can stay bent or straight. And then you might be here. And so there's a little bit of torque to get that hip opener, but if you can, put your foot into the elbow, knee into the elbow. Maybe it's out here, but hug it in. And I'm moving that foot that way, across the center line to get the stretch. See if you can sit up tall through your lower back. We're just stretching. So look at all the possibilities. Like, you know, you could put your foot behind your head. So many things that could happen here. So you're doing one leg at a time, and then maybe like both legs go behind your head or something like that, right? But you have to start somewhere. So, good. All right. And then take both legs down and then just press your knees down from side to side. Good. Your hips should feel good now, right? Really, they should. All right, let's do happy baby. So I'm going to face this way. Lie on your back. Both legs go up, and then bend your legs, and then you're pulling your heels down straight over your knees, knees to the floor. You could wrap around and just stay. Breathe. Try to release your lower back. Try to lengthen your lower back down, right? And if you're tight, this is where a pillow might be handy for your head. So if you can, right, get the back of your neck nice and long. All right, bring your legs back together. And let's do one leg at a time. So the left leg can stay straight or bent. And you're going to pull that right knee. Let's go down to the floor. Stretch that left leg up if you can, out if you can. So we are kind of rocking a little bit to the right. That's okay. Breathe into that right inner thigh. It's the lower extremity stretch. All right, and then come back to center. Switch, so right leg straight or bent. And pull the knee down towards the mat and breathe in and out. All right, and then come back to center and then just circle your legs one way. It's funky, isn't it? Your hips can move.
And then reverse it. Move those hips. There's one side that's usually a little different than the other. All right, and then rock on up. And we're going to do the down dog, right? So we're going to do down dog, up dog. Down dog, up dog, and we're going to keep our toes flexed. If you want to, if you know how to do that, you can roll over the tops of your feet. So go to your plank position and then pike up, forehead to knees, and really press those feet down. Let's do feet together, right? And then push your hips down and lift your chest up. Chin to chest, pike back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Really stretch your throat. Lift your chest, but stretch through your throat. Last one. And rest. Good. There's all different kinds of way to modify that. Okay. So hang in there. That's a challenge. We're going to walk the dog so your feet can go a little wide. And then we're going to alternate pressing one foot down into the mat. So bend one knee and switch. And switch. And switch. Keep pushing up from your wrists into your hips so the weight is evenly distributed. Do one more set. And then go ahead, come on down. Tuck your toes under and just breathe. In and out. Do what you need to do. I always have to adjust that toe. And it's a big stretch. If you need to be here, fine. It's a really good stretch. Like, I feel this intensely, like I'm ready to walk out the door and go for a walk. Are you with me? We need to get out after, past couple days. So let's do the our squat, right? So wherever you're at is where you're at. If your heels are off the mat, fine. I've taught it with this. It could be a yoga mat, something kind of nice. And you're just dropping your tailbone down. It's not easy. It's intense, and your elbows can push your knees open. We're just squatting down, right? It's natural. It's not natural to us seat sitters. Just stretching. All right, and then do, your legs are wide, so just straighten them out here. And you can stay here with a flat back, right? You can even hold on to your shins. The point is to stretch the hamstrings, the backs of the legs. Right, mine are pretty flexible, but you might be up here. So you're going to do it at your own version of it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Having a flat back might be better than a rounded one. We're going to go from side to side. So please be careful. So widen out a little bit. All right, so that it's okay if this heel comes off. That's fine. So we're stretching.
So now we're moving and stretching, and then here's that wide squat, stretch, and let's do 2 more sets. Just stretch, knee to the ceiling. Be careful here. The heel can come off, it's fine. Stretch. And stretch. All right, so heel toe in a little bit. And here, have your right hand down and twist. Maybe you're up on a block, right? And come back to center and twist. Come back to center. Again, twist. Exhale, twist. One more set, twist. Your hips can move here, right? If you're looking up, they can go from side to side. So that's going to stretch your inner thighs. Last one, stretch, 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 and come down. All right, so you're here, and we're going to stretch the front of this hip. So you're back here, push your hip up. Feeling it? Stretch, 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 and come down. And again, press the hip up. Stretch it, breathe into the front of the hip, and come down. One more. Stretch it up. Press it, stretch it, and come down, and switch. So if you have a wrist thing, be careful. You can make some fists. Stretch up. Breathe into the front of the hip. And come down. And again, press up and stretch. And come down. One more. Oh, here comes trouble. Stretch up. The other cat's peeking in here. And come down. All right, come back to center. We're going to finish with the bridge, and we'll do 3. And if you want to try back bending, I'll talk you through that. And then you can either finish lying down on your mat or, carry on. But that's where we're at. So have your fingertips close to your heels. And we're going to exaggerate the movement of the ribs. So it's a little bit different than Pilates, right? So we're going to really open up the rib cage as much as we can. So tuck your tailbone under, lift your hips up. Now once you get up here, roll your shoulders back, and then look down your body at your ribs. And really fill them. So notice we're getting this big stretch, and there's strengthening happening here. And roll down. We'll do that 2 more times. So when we do the back bend, it's going to be adding the upper body. So basically you're just doing the lower body of the back bend. If you can clasp hands. Three breaths. Roll it down. One more. Roll it up.
and roll down, right? So you can see that it's not just a stretch. Like we've been doing a lot of passive stretching. This is definitely a back strengthener. So sometimes arching isn't good for your back. So just know who you are. The next level is that we're going to go to the top of the head. And it's important to be able to go to the top of the head because after you do a back bend, you want to go back to the top of the head to roll back down. So let's just do that much. So tuck your hands under. So ideally underneath your shoulders. I'm tight, so I go a little wider. Okay? So you're here. Just go to the top of your head for now. Right? And stay. Now, if you can, you just straighten the arms. Go to the top of the head, then you have your weight on your hands and roll down. So don't go clunk on the top of the head. How's morale out there? All right, so pick your version. You can go bridge, you can do top of the head, but do notice that you're not putting all your weight on your head. You need your hands. They're part of your frame. So pick your version, right? Top of the head or up. And roll down. And it's a thing, right? It can be a wrist thing. Circle your wrists around. Shake it out. All right, so this is a way you can end soles of the feet together and just let the knees relax to the side. Sometimes if that's too much, you can prop your knees up so they can really relax, or you can just finish here. Legs wide, arms wide, so everything can breathe, and you could just relax. Put a towel over your eyes, chill out, or carry on with the rest of your day. So that was 50 minutes of stretching, my friends. I feel better from where I started. My friends' wrists. I did a really great wrist exercise the other day in yoga, and it was kind of, I've never done it before, but let me see if I can figure it out. So it's kind of like your first 3 fingers go together, and then your last 2 fingers sort of are on their own. So what we did was, let me see if I can remember, is first, I don't know if you can see that, first and second are together, and they're wide, and then you open up the thumb. So you're here, and then you're trying to get those outside 3 together, inside, and then here, and then you just keep moving that way. So there's a stretch, and then you're trying to pair those 3 off, right? And you can do that for a long time. The other thing for your fingers is to try to circle each finger like 5 times one way, 5 the other. And it's pretty easy, right? Until you get to that middle finger, and then there's a little bit more concentration needed. And then definitely that 4th finger, right? That 4th finger, to circle it all alone is a challenge. And then to just circle that pinky finger. And then feel what that does to all the fascia along the whole arm. All right. It's my tip of the day. All right, y'all go and get now. We're done. Okay, I appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.